Hello squirrels! So here we are ready for our maths lesson today where we are moving on to doing 3 digits divided by 1 digit. Okay, so we've looked at 2 digits, now we're going to 3. So our learning objective is to divide 3 digit numbers by 1 digit numbers using the short method for division, the bus stop method, okay, which we've been learning. So firstly, I can write, here we go. Pen never works at the start, does it? I can write the question out using the formal written method, bus stop method. I can calculate how many times the divisor goes into the first number of the dividend. So how many times the number that we are dividing by, which is on the outside of the bus stop, goes into the first number inside the bus stop. I can write the answer above the bus stop and regroup if I need to. Okay, we'll look at that a bit more today. And then lastly, I can repeat the process calculating how many times the divisor outside goes into the numbers inside the bus stop, the dividend. Okay, let's start then. So our teaching slide, we're doing 585 divided by 5. Okay, so that first step is to write it out in the bus stop method. Okay, so we divided by 5, so that goes on the outside. Then we've got 585 to go in our bus stop. Okay, now I'm going to draw the counters firstly to go on the outside just to help us a little bit. So we've got 500s, okay, so 5 lots of 100. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then the next one is our tens, and we have got 8 tens, 80. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the last one, we have got 5 ones. Oh, let's make that red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so let's begin. I'll go back to black for our answer. Okay, so firstly, we need to see how many 5s go into 5. Okay, well, that's quite easy. We know that it's 1, don't we? So we're going to put 1 up here. And we can see that because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, there's one group of 5 there. Okay, now we need to see how many 5s go into 8. Okay, so let's see with our counters how many groups of 5 we can make. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's one group of 5. And we can't make another one, can we? There's 3 left over there. So that is just one group of 5. So we put our 1 here. And then we have got 3 left over. That's our remainder, okay? So that needs to now go into our next column, okay? So what we do is we put just a little 3 here. So we've then got 35 at the end, okay? Now, so we're now looking at how many 5s go into 35 at the end, okay? Let's count in 5s just to check that. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So that's 7, isn't it? Okay, so let's write that there, 7 for our final number. Okay, when we have to regroup, so when we've added that little 3 in there to make 35, that means we kind of just have to disregard the counters at the bottom, okay? Because there were just 5, but now we've got 35, so it's completely different. Okay, so we just have to ignore them. We can't look at grouping them because that's not going to help us with the answer. Okay, hope that makes some sense, but we'll move on to the next one and have another go. So now we are doing 636 divided by 6. So let's write it out. So we're dividing by 6, that goes on the outside, and then we've got 636. Okay, again, let's just draw some counters to help us with this one as it's the teaching slide. So we're going to have 600s, aren't we? Ooh. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 600s. Okay, then we've got 3 10s. So 3 lots of 10. 1, 2, 3, and lastly 6 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, right, so firstly what we're going to look at is doing how many 6 go into 6. Hopefully you're shouting the answer at me. 1. And we can see that because there is just one group of 6 there. Okay, how many times does 6 go into 3 now? Okay, this is a little bit harder, isn't it? Because 6 doesn't actually go into 3. So it goes in 0 times, not at all. Okay, so we put 0 at the top there. Okay, now because we've put that 0 there, we need to carry that 3 over to the next column, okay, because we haven't used it there and we need to move it now to make 36 in our last column. Okay, so we're regrouping it basically. Okay, so the final part is doing how many 6's go into 36, which we've got at the end now. And I know that 6 times 6 is 36. That's just one of those multiplications I always remember. I don't know about you. Okay, so I know that it goes in 6 times. So our answer is 106 there. Okay, so that is what we do if a number doesn't actually go into the number that we're asking. So 6 didn't go into 3, so we put a 0 and regrouped. All right, let's try again. So teacher led, do these ones with me. Okay, I won't draw out the counters for these because otherwise it's going to be a lot for you to draw out. But obviously if you need to, imagine that those counters are there so you can help you with grouping them and drawing your circles around the counters. Okay, so let's give it a go. So what are we doing? 8 goes on the outside because we're doing 840 divided by 8. And then our 840 goes underneath. Okay, let's try it. So 8 into 8. How many times does 8 go into 8? Once. So let's write number 1 there. Okay, next one. How many times does 8 go into 4? Well, it doesn't go into 4, does it? No. So it goes in 0 times. That's not possible. But because it's 0, we need to regroup that 4. So we're now putting it here. So we've got 40. Okay, so now we're doing how many times does 8 go into 40 as our final one? Okay, and I know that 5 times 8 is 40. So that means it is 5. Okay, 8 goes into 45 times. And if you don't know your 8 times table, then you can just write them out as a crib sheet. Okay, you can do it over here. So, let me do it so you can see it. So you can write out your 8 times table like this so that you can then get to the number that you need. Okay, so always do that if you need to, or use a multiplication grid. Okay, next one. Let's do this. So we are dividing 648 by 4. So 4 goes on the outside of our bus stop. Okay, let's give it a go. So we're doing how many 4s go into 6? Well, there's definitely 1 4 in 6. There's not 2, because 2 lots of 4 is 8. So that's too many. So there is 1 4 in 6. So I'm going to write that down. There's 1. But there's some left over, because there isn't just 1 4. There's 2 left over to get to 6, isn't there? So 4, 5, 6. We've got 2 more. So that 2 is our remainder. So the 2 we have to put here next to our 4 as a little 2 so that makes 24. Okay, hopefully that's clear. So if that, I'm actually going to draw some counters now just to make that really clear. So we would have 600s here, wouldn't we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and it was asking us how many times does 4 go into 6, and we said that there is definitely one group of 4 there, which I've now circled. Okay, but look, we've got 2 left over. There's these 2 still there. Okay, so that's why we then regroup those 2 into our next column. So we've now got 24 in that column. Okay, So now we're looking at doing how many 4s go into 24. Okay, so again, we might need to write out our 4 times table to work this one out. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. So how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. Okay, so that's 6. Perfect. Okay, then the last part. How many 4s are in 8? How many times does 4 go into 8? Twice, isn't it? 2 times. So there is our answer. 162. Okay, so you have got your paired work to move on to now. Okay, so the first question, you're doing 525 divided by 5, okay? Please make sure you are using your bus stop method to work this out, okay? And the second one, 672 divided by 6. So again, use your bus stop, and if you need to, go back to these ones to check how you can do different things, okay? How to regroup and how to work out these last two. Okay, then you've got your independent work to move on to after that. Okay, as always, any questions, please just send me a message. And if you need any more help with this, please come to my maths group Friday morning at 11 a.m. Okay, let me know if you need to come to that. All right, so I'll leave you to do your paired work and then move on to your independent. Don't forget to upload it for me so I can give you some feedback and see how you're getting on.